A very warm good morning, class. I'm Pragya Pandey here with my topic Equitable Use of Resources for Sustainable Livelihood under the course title of Environmental Education. So, first, we will discuss what is sustainable livelihood. As we all can see, the sustainable livelihood is an approach that represents a conceptual framework for considering the goals, extent, and the focal point of development endeavors. So, in simple words, we can say sustainable livelihood is defined as the ability of the users to cope with and respond to the stresses and shock related to fluctuation in nature's contribution to people that impact their material, relational, and subjective dimension of the life. It is an approach which is also a way of thinking about several objective, scope, and priorities for the development. For example, we can see the three R's, that is reduce, reuse, and recycle. Now we will talk about what is equitable resource use. So equitable resource use refers to the fair and just distribution, allocation and management of natural resources among various stakeholders that ensures every individual and communities have access to resource and have benefit from them in a balanced and inclusive manner. So there are several key elements of the equitable resources use which include fairness and justice. That means resource should be fairly available to everyone and its uses should be justified in nature. Inclusivity and participation. It shows that every stakeholder, whether marginalized community, state, government, non-governmental organization, everyone should have an inclusive approach and participation in decision making. The third one is sustainability. It refers to the minimum utilization of resources and using it in a way so that we can save it for our future generation. The fourth one is benefit sharing. The benefit of resources should be shared by all. It should not be concentrated in one's hand or any single authority. The last one is respect for rights and traditional knowledge. The resources which are equally distributed and to which everyone is utilizing, the respect should be there. Traditional knowledge should not be debarred or should not be looked down upon. Therefore, every knowledge should be respected equal. Here, in the case of equitable resource use, we are talking about the kind of resources which are being used from the traditional period of time. So the first principle is living within the environmental limit, which shows that the limits of environment should not be crossed and it should not be overused. The second one is achieving a sustainable economy, means we should follow the economy pattern or we should follow a sustainable economy so that we are using the resources right now wisely and also preserving it wisely for our future generation. The third one is promoting good governance. The government should be active and the good governance should take place in the society so that we can achieve the concept of sustainable economy. The fourth one is using sound science responsibly, means we should not exploit the science or we should not use science or technology against the environment. It should be used soundly. The fifth one is ensuring a strong, healthy, and just society. Means sustainable development should ensure that a healthy and just society should grow and no harm to the human or environment should be done. Now, in the next slide, we can see the examples of resources-based livelihood. First one is agriculture and agroforestry, where the people are mostly involved in agriculture, the fishing and aquaculture, how the blue economy, that is water, and how fishing and aquaculture is helping in the resource or livelihood of the people. The third is forestry and non-timber forest products. And the fourth one is pastoralism and livestock management. So the first strategy is strengthening the land tenure rights. The land tenures determine who can use land and for how long and under what condition. So such tenure agreements help official people and laws to maintain or regulate the land tenures properly and stop the exploitation of land. Second one is implementing fair trade practices. Means the trade practices which are being followed should be fair. No exploitation of resources should be there, and not only single person is getting the benefit from that kind of practice. The third one is supporting indigenous and local knowledge system. In promoting the equitable resource use, indigenous knowledge should not be looked down upon because local knowledge or local people are more aware about their resources. So, if we can support the strategies of indigenous and local people, we can help in promoting equitable resource use. The fourth one is investing in education and capacity building. For promoting equitable resource use, we first need to educate people and make them aware about such things. So, education is very important in that point of sense, and capacity building is important so that trust can be developed upon different people and among the people that they all are working for the environment. Now, on the next slide, we have several policies and governance framework that has been made for the promotion of equitable resource use. So the first one is integrated natural resource management. That is a strategy that integrates various sectors and stakeholders in managing natural resources and promoting participatory decision making and work on the equitable and sustainable use of resource. The second one is community based natural resource management, which empowers local communities to manage natural resource and promote their traditional knowledge and also help in the benefit sharing arrangement for resources to the local community. The third one is the Forest Stewardship Council. It is an international certification system that promotes responsible forest management, establishing standards for sustainable practices such as equitable benefit sharing and indigenous rights and respect, and also work upon social inclusion. Next, we have the Convention on Biological Diversity. It is also an international treaty which is aimed at conserving biodiversity and promoting sustainable use of biological resources and a fair benefit sharing. The next one is United Nations Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous People. As we talk about, the indigenous people are very important as they are more aware about their natural resources and their local area. So this declaration helps in recognizing the right of indigenous people to self-determine land and natural resources. It calls for the protection of indigenous rights, including the right to participate in decision-making process related to resource management and right to the benefit from their traditional knowledge and practices. The next one is corporate social responsibility, which refers to the voluntary action that business take to address social and environmental issues including equitable use of resources. This is an initiative often include community development projects, stakeholder engagement, process, and sustainability reporting to promote transparency and accountability in resource management practices. So, here we saw how the principle of sustainable development, equitable resource use, and sustainable livelihood collectively promote or collectively take a look towards equitable use of resources and promoting the sustainable livelihoods.